Good morning guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So yeah, this is our Forex daily update. Things are starting to look very interesting in the Forex markets. We're starting to get some pretty big moves, some sort of toppy looking moves. So yeah, there could be some good action over there. So let's have a look at those charts. So firstly, my favorite short, literally from a purely fundamental perspective, which I was clearly wrong at, but I, as you guys know, don't trade fundamentals. We trade trade technical analysis, including I can't talk this morning, including the TD Sequential. But here we have it. So absolute textbook, just textbook pattern formation trading. We had the right levels to buy. We also had levels where we could potentially sell off, and if we keep going through those levels, just onwards and upwards. So yeah, so you can see here, in a couple of days we will have a daily 9, so a potential level to sell. So I do think price will either keep going up or stay where it is into that daily 9. That makes a lot of sense to me. Just quickly look at the weekday. Not much going on the weekday, and I don't imagine there'll be too much going. 2 day, so we'll have a 2-day 9 as well in 4 days. So let's have a look at the 4 hour. Any potential entries? Yeah, so actually we're potentially having a 9 on the 4 hour. You can see we drew this potential sell the other day, and that obviously didn't really work out. But yeah, we're going to have another opportunity. Also got the combo 13 and aggressive 13. So yeah, this will definitely look like a good potential level to sell at. The only problem being the daily count. So maybe we will just keep pushing up into the daily, but just look at how strong this currency is. I mean, as a pattern perspective, it's absolute textbook. Just break out the top, come back and retest, then carry on going. This is the sort of stuff that you see happen in real time, and it just ingrains in your memory how basically how to trade patterns, how to trade breakouts, how to trade retests. I mean, there's so much to be learned from this, and I'm really glad we've all been able to learn this in real time. Also, it's also shown you the fact I've been keep saying, oh, this is my favorite short idea based on fundamentals. It just shows, just ignore the fundamentals and just trade the TA. So literally we've had some great lessons in real time just from this one asset. But yeah, so we are still looking for some sort of topping formation, some sort of short. Obviously we clearly having a lot of dollar weakness. The dollar is getting to the point where it's going to break its larger time frame bullish trend and become basically bearish trend, and we're talking about in a larger term time frame. So that's pretty significant. That will be a definite change of regime, change of price trend regime. So that is important. Right, cable. How's cable doing? Yeah, cable again. Look at that. I mean, we drew the line where if we just keep accelerating up here, our target was basically the top of this channel. So this is another massive cable move, another massive currency move that was fully predictable. Again, we drew this line, we were under this line, we sort of drew this line. Okay, we break above this line, potential move all the way back up to the top, and we kind of stuttered, we kind of got over, came back down, got back over again, came back and tested it. Remember the retest? We love retests. These retests are often the best trading opportunities because you don't necessarily know when you're going to properly break through, but when you get a retest and we start to bounce, like we didn't at any point after we break through here, but when we retested and we started to bounce here, you can then very easily put on a trade where you buy, and then you have your stop below this level here. And yeah, a very low risk high reward potential trade setup, and that is basically what you look for when you're trading. All you are looking for is high reward, low risk setup. So and by that I mean as in you can potentially see the move quite far, and your stop loss is not going to be that far away to know that you're wrong in the trade, or even if we did get wicked out, just know that you're not going to lose a lot, even if it then just carry on going up like you thought it did. But yeah, so yeah, great trade there. Anything on the 4 hour, potential 4 hour 9 coming up here as well. I mean, daily's got to be printing something resembling nearly a 9. Yeah, so it's looking like in here as well, 2 more days maybe of movement up here or around here. We're going to hit the 200 period moving average. We're going to hit basically this actual, I mean, look, I mean, this is just look at this. This is why we use the moving averages that we use, because look at that and look at that, and potentially we may get the same again. But even if we don't, look at it the 2 times prior. And then also look at when we actually, we nearly come and test it, we rally off it, we break through it, and when we break through, just look at the move down that we have. So yeah, very important moving average analysis. So yeah, hopefully you guys are picking up from my videos how I trade, my toolbox for trading. We have obviously the TD Sequential, we have chart patterns, we have moving averages, often as targets. You won't see me use them like, oh, we're broken through the 200, so let's sell. We will either be in our trade or looking to enter a trade, and then the moving averages will just be potential targets, price targets for that trade. And then yeah, then that's it really. And then I like to throw in fundamentals, but they are just literally don't matter. Oh yeah, and then obviously the breakouts, but that's part of pattern trading. So breakouts, when we sort of break out certain levels based on where the price is, traded prior. Yeah, so yeah, that's the trading toolbox for me. Right, let's look at this dollar index. Absolute capitulation here. This is it. But again, 2 more days and daily 9, so that is what I'm expecting. I mean, and it's not a coincidence these are lining up, because this is the dollar. It's just obviously this is what's happening. Yeah, so obviously we got the nice daily 9 there, daily 9 here, but we started to trade lower, and yeah, and then we're gonna have a daily 9 in a couple of days. So what is interesting is that we had that massive, this is a slightly different subject. We had a big move down in well, it's not a big move up compared to the move down. We had a move up in Bitcoin and then a big move down. We're having a move down in precious metals, and obviously this all while the dollar is weakening. So I mean, this seems to be like the beginning, the opening salvos of another liquidity event, in my opinion. And again, this is just fundamental analysis. And then I mean, the only problem this time is there's a lot of uncertainty in the US, but the US currency is still the reserve currency, so you would still expect a flight into the dollar, but obviously we've got counteracting forces now with political and civil uncertainty and unrest basically in the US. So how that will play out, I mean, that is clearly what is weighing on the dollar here. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That's clearly what is weighing on this dollar. But yeah, so we'll have to see whether the rest of the world catches up, because obviously currency pairs are relative trades, whether civil, social unrest starts to spike in other countries also, in which case the relative difference won't be as much and we might go up, or will there be actually the flight to dollar again? So there's some very important issues going on that are affecting these markets, all apart from the stock market, of course, because that only goes up, but it only goes up until it doesn't, so just be careful on that one. Right, euro pound. So yeah, so daily, yeah, you can see we had some great lines drawn here. This was well, obviously we drew this on after. This is the potential buy level, and then this is if we bounce off here, back up again. If not, we're going to keep going down. So I would say we are basically getting rejected from here, so I would expect a downward movement now, but we'll see how that plays out. 4 hour, anything interesting to see on the 4 hour? Yeah, so we had that buy level, we drew in, break above there, buy, if not just more continuation down. And we could probably draw a line across here, but to be honest, its wick kind of makes me think we'd have it lower, but we won't draw anything on there at the moment. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, I mean, let's just look at that. We should have had a buy entry on this 4 hour once we break back above this 9, and obviously a sell if we break below it. So yeah, the break above that 9, maybe have it above the 8 just to be more conservative, was just a fantastic continuation entry. Yeah, just great continuation entry. I know a lot of you guys like to trade moving averages and just go with the trends, so yeah, you guys would have got that one as well. But yeah, for me, great entry, great continuing entry and great trade. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, I mean, this is the daily. Nothing TD sequential wise coming up in the daily. Clearly broke back above these and then accelerated upwards. That is what you expect. This is how these work in my experience. These 9 candles. If the trend is bullish, the best you can hope for is that it's going to slow down the price. So if you don't reverse and you just slow down the price, they're almost the best ones to buy once we break back above again and we're all confirmed bullish again, because all the 9 managed, I mean, it just shows the strength of the trend in the market, of the move in the market, and we weren't able to even move down off it. We just slowed the price. This is something that I did show us with the weekly 9s in Bitcoin also. When you're with the trend, the weekly 9s will hold up the price and get some counter trend action, but ultimately the trend resumes. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, here we go. Aussie dollar, US dollar. This is daily. So this is obviously 4-hour trades we've got going on here. So yeah, obviously we got that move up, and yeah. So I mean, we had this on from before. Don't know how relevant it is now. We're able to find new short entries. So we'll actually delete this now. We'll be able to find new short entries if we want them. We'll delete that one too. But yeah, so we're obviously waiting for a potential 4-hour entry, daily or 12-hour 9. Look, we had one here on the daily. So obviously a short trade breaking below that daily. So that was a nice trade back down. I'm guessing that's what we had drawn on. Nice trade back down, and then yeah, onwards and upwards. And then once we break the top of that 9, yeah, potential get back in the long. Obviously you can see we're getting a bit of resistance up here, bit of long wicks, but we'll see how that plays out. US dollar, Japanese yen. It's the daily. Nothing TD wise on the daily. 4-hour. Nothing TD wise on the 4-hour, and we've had a price flip, but this could obviously keep moving back up and get us to a 4-hour 9. But as it stands at the moment, we're just gonna have to wait on that one. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Yeah, I guess we're above the level, onwards and upwards. We can put a new sell level. So we've got this level in here. We'll put a new sell level, basically under here. Break below this level. I mean, I expect to move down, maybe even just the breakout level here. If we break that, then I mean that will be the 21. So potentially wherever the 50 will be the next target. So we'll leave that on there. Euro, Japanese yen, looking very strong here. So here we go. Great 4-hour potential trade entry, easy to draw on there. Let's just quick look at the 12-hour. Wow, look at this on the 12-hour. We've obviously blasted through a 9 here, and the daily, again daily. Yeah, so again we'll put this trade on. We'll put the trade on. We'll put the potential entry on, but as you can see, it's looking like the market will push up to those daily 9s before a potential reversal. It's more likely that would happen. If this does break down though, I would clearly only target the 21 due to the strength of the trend. But yeah, there we go. Right, so Aussie dollar, US dollar, very similar looking chart here. So I'm guessing we're going to have very similar price action. Right, so let's look at the 12-hour and the daily, just to kind of see that we're clearly going to be on like 6s and 7s, I guess. On 4s. So yeah, so the fact that this doesn't have as long to run in the larger time frames kind of tells me that maybe we will sell off from sort of this level this time, just because there isn't a more obvious target to the upside. Let me just put the arrow in for us. So yeah, strong move up though, so potentially target 21 on this 4-hour. Yeah, potential trade entry there. And I think we can probably just delete this one now. Well, I'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. But yeah, potential sell entry here. Obviously, again, I do say this to you guys, we do the charts on, I draw the mid candle, obviously mid candle trading. We still got an hour and 28 minutes. This 9 candle could close down here, or I mean, if it closes higher, it's not going to affect our level. But yeah, we'll put it on there for now, so obviously we can see. US dollar, Canadian dollar. This is again, obviously this is a dollar trade again. So here you can see we've not really got this level. Potentially coming on another 4-hour 9. We've got to have something coming up on the daily here. Yeah, so again, same trade, 2 more days, daily 9 coming up, so potentially wait for that. But yeah, maybe you'll be able to time something on this 4-hour. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, potential trade entry there. Obviously this trade didn't trigger. US dollar, Swiss franc. Yeah, so right, so you can see this is again another big pennant we've got going on. Let's have a look at this on the daily. Let's straighten this out a bit. So yeah, so you can see we broke down. This was a level, sort of if we break back up, maybe test the pennant, come back down, or go back up, or whichever. It's obviously based on a 4-hour chart. These are pretty nice looking reversal daily candles. Well, this one is and this one is. So maybe we'll get that move up. It's obviously based off a 4-hour 9 here. Yeah, so this isn't looking like it wants to keep going down now. This is looking like it's either going to go back up or it's going to retest and then come back down. So watch the retest. They're always important. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Yeah, 4-hour 9 potentially coming up. No trade entered there. 12-hour and daily. I'm guessing it's going to be the same 6s and 7s, maybe. Yeah, 6s and 7s and 3s. But yeah, sell trade and daily there didn't occur. Plenty of room to run on the daily. So maybe keep an eye out for 12-hour and 4-hour entries here. US dollar, Brazilian real. I'm guessing this is just going to keep going down on the basis the dollar's weakening. So obviously, as we know. So yeah, no entry here. 4-hour daily. Let's look at that for candle. Look at that rejection from the potential buy line. Yeah, so just starting new counts here on daily and 12 hours, so there won't be anything there. Again, another trade that didn't trigger, potentially coming on a 12-hour 9. Are we going to have anything on the daily? Blasted through the daily again, so we're looking, yeah, just looking for a new entry here. Just new setup. We have got a 9, an 8. Sorry, we've got a potential entry here. So we'll move this down. Obviously, this is an 8 candle, but so obviously it's not even a 9 candle. We'll sort of put this level here for the time being, but we may have to adjust this once we actually get these candles printed. But for the sake of actually putting them on, we'll get them on now. There we go. One last one. US dollar, Turkish lira. Yeah, look, we had to move down. Obviously, once we break down below this level, this is obviously the yeah, this was a great trade. There's the 9. Break below it, straight down. Did we have anything on the 12-hour daily? Nothing. And yeah, we did actually have a daily 9, which yeah, so daily 9 potential move up there. Right. So anyway, that's the end of the video. So remember, it's not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. And yeah, some very good looking potential trade ideas coming up. So keep an eye on those. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And I will speak to you soon.